You are live. It says you are live. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, our people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have changed our time as usual. Actually, no, it shouldn't be changed for those back home, right? The whole thing had me. I have my head in my
But
head.
it's every day I'm thinking like,
Supposed to
okay,
be nine
okay, okay.
thirty or 10.
Yeah. So it
Yeah,
didn't change for those at home. It's still 5:30, and we're the only ones moving. So we want our
the
people to
only
be
ones
the
moving
same
still.
time. We moved to go and meet them, so that will be the same time.
Okay, good. I always depend on my sister to help me get it right. That whole time change just twists my brain.
No,
Anyway,
it messes with someone's mind. I'm telling you, it
yeah,
does.
we are feeling better in terms of sleep. It wasn't as bad as it was.
Yes, yes, it's as
Yeah,
I just said.
yes. Welcome to the program. Welcome, welcome. A lot is happening in the background, and we know that God is doing what He said that He will do. This is an exciting time. This is not even time for people
Yes.
to be crying. This is
Mm-mm.
an exciting time. It's time for you to pick up that present that we've been telling you that is in front of your house. It's time for you to open the door and grab that present so that you can get what you deserve, what you've been hoping for, what you've been praying for. So it's not that complicated. So we are super excited. Please help us to share and like and distribute, contribute, all those nice words, the notification buttons. And it's only for our people to get good news. I know a lot of you find it hard to subscribe and like us because you feel if you do, we'll get money. It's not that. We hit that subscription button, hell, we will go and give them credit. We are not even interested, remotely interested. Our interest lies only in our people getting this information as soon as possible. As you can see, God has taken care of us. That's where we are able to want to do more for for others. So please help us to like, help us to share. Don't worry about the whatever you think you're doing. When you hit that button, please go ahead and hit it. What it does is to at least alert you when there's something going on, because in the days ahead things will be changing. Our people are asking questions, they're asking about transitioning process. Things are happening, my people, things are happening. So please, be informed, stay up to date. That's why you need to like and share and all those things, so that anytime anything comes up, you will be alerted. The Nina's YouTube channel is loaded with recent videos of what we need to do. It's like a class. So if you are all interested in, delivering your people, you're interested in understanding this whole process, is already there for you. So on your days off, just, put it in your ears where you're cutting your okra, or you're cooking, or you're running errands, so that you can begin to understand what we're trying to say. We are not here to quarrel with anybody. I know at some point people thought it was about competition. No, if somebody else was doing this job, we will hide. Sister we like to put cucumber in her eyes, and she have not had time to do that. So we just want our people to live life abundantly. The same thing Christ promised us, that we've been crying and fasting and going to church all this time, and it's not happening. It's about to happen if you understand the project. That's all it takes. So, in the interest of time, I'm going to shut up. My name is Mona Jim Saga, and I am here in Houston, Texas. Good morning, brother Isi Momodu. Good to see you.
Thank you, Sister Mona. Thank you, Brother Isimamodu. We are so excited, like my sister has already said. We naturally would like it where good things are happening to people. That's our personality. We don't want to just have good things around us just for me, 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 me. No, we want our environment to be good. We want our people to enjoy the type of life we're enjoying, the type of environment you like. That's what we want for our people. So this is a journey for self-determination, and we have left the pack and we are moving. So please wake up your brothers and sisters, your friends and colleagues, all the Africans, all the so-called Nigerians, all your people, ethnic nations, everyone that says, I want freedom, I want something good for myself and my people. Wake them up. It's morning. Yes, we need to wake up. The journey has begun. So, and every day we see ourselves getting closer to our destination. And it's exciting. So, it's an exciting moment. I have some people on my platform, some of my classmates, some are saying it's now that it's making sense. We've been saying it's making sense now. And we do appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate when people say it's making sense to me now, because at least you are beginning to think, which is what we want Africans to do. Think. Because if you can see that even with this problem we're having with churches, if our people were thinking, it wouldn't have happened. Any area mugu every day. Any corner we look, somebody is cheating my people, making them to a victim of something, and they're enjoying to be victimhood mentality, slave mentality. It is not supposed to be so. So please, we appreciate you that you are part of this work. We say this is teamwork. Share, subscribe, like, follow us on YouTube, subscribe. Because once we hit the button, once you hit the button and we'll drop a video, you will see it and then follow us. And then make comments, please, because we'll go around eventually. Make comments, but not type and reply while live, but eventually we'll reply you. So please, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Ekwi Simon Okube. Ekwutosina. Ekwutosina Madi Begi is a prophetic name and an instructional name too. Don't criticize people like that. Don't castigate people. Don't tear people down. No, don't tear people down. Don't laugh at people. Oh, this one is too fat. It's like this. This one is too tall. This one is too black. This one is too poor. This one is too this. No, stop. Let's build people up. Don't tear them down. Build people up. That's what we're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm just taking a few moments to share and then we'll start the program. So let's all share those that are on right now.
And yeah, are we on on YouTube yet? I'm looking to see. Oh, okay. I've seen it.
All right. So we'll continue to share throughout the program. Thank you so much for joining us. We are super, super excited. We want to have a special shout out to our brother Tony Nadi, who has been doing, oh, I can't even imagine. But anyway, I think God prepared him for a time like this. So, Brother Tony, we acknowledge you. We thank you for the work that we're doing for our people. And at the end, they will come to realize the kind of wonderful brother that God has given us. So thank you for your tenacity, for your doggedness, for staying up in the middle of the night, taking phone calls, taking out questions. It's overwhelming even to think about. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. So our topic goes today, the consequences of sheep leading the shepherd. I don't know if anybody has really taken a deeper dive into this topic. It's very scary when the sheep will now begin to lead the shepherd. You don't want to be be in that situation ever in your life, because you will, as you will see on our PowerPoint, how disastrous it can be. The passage from Psalm 23:2 is a powerful reminder of the role of a good shepherd in guiding and protecting his sheep. However, that differs from what we have observed among the shepherds leading our people back home. In a country like Nigeria, where over 98% of the citizens are very religious and live under the guidance and influence of their religious leaders, or anyone or anything that controls this religious leader, the shepherd, will definitely control the sheep, right? Because we know our people like to listen to their religious leaders. So in this situation, people are even ready to make irrational decisions so far they are backed by the religious leaders. This will not be such a bad thing if you think about it, if the shepherds are not only concerned with financial gain than the welfare of their flock. So if they are more concerned about the welfare, then it won't be a problem, but we know that's not how it works. During this election, we watch in horror as religious leaders threw caution to the wind and followed the crowd, despite warnings, numerous warnings from organizations like NINAS, that the electoral process is flawed and will only reinforce the people's oppression. We've given them evidence. We have numerous meetings. It's like almost that they are not interested in saving the people. We see more of Judas goat in the midst of these so-called religious leaders, and we can see that now they don't have any second option for our people. They feel they are dumbfounded, they are overwhelmed, they don't know what to say. And these are the things that was pointed out to them before we even got to this point. So this situation is a sad reminder of the danger of blindly following the herd, even when the consequences are dear. As Nina's break her radio silence, it is important for us to join the conversation on union reconstruction, as the current centralized electoral machinery under the 1999 Constitution has failed to deliver free and fair elections. It is time to consider how liberty and lives can be preserved when shepherds have decided to follow the sheep into a ditch. However, to achieve this goal, we must collaborate with Ninas to retrieve our stolen sovereignty. Therefore, let us take inspiration from the Good Shepherd, which Ninas is representing right now. And they have been working tirelessly towards creating a thriving future that reflects our aspirations and desires. So we hope that now that we have found ourselves in the ditch, that we can begin to ask the right questions. I said I was going to mock people because we spent so many times trying to tell people how this thing is going to end up. They didn't want to listen. Even Brother Tony put out a video last year, over a year ago, before this election process started, to warn our people about what the shepherd, how the shepherd will be leading the sheep into a ditch. And here we are. So when we talk about prophecy, the only prophecy that came through is the prophecy that we gave you guys. So I don't know who is the church leader here now. So go back and watch that video. You can see that everything that he mentioned in that video is what we're experiencing right now. You cannot construct a good nation on a fraud. The way, how would he will say, he will mention that is the illicit Nigerian defunct government. So we cannot like get it through your head. There is no happy and way into this. We cannot build anything on this fake faulty foundation. God will not save us from it. Bringing your PVC card will not save it from it. Doing all these things that you guys wasted your energy to do for this election will not work, because we can see in Africa, obviously, it looks like we've been given a different version of democracy, because the democracy we see in Africa is not the same democracy that we see in the Western world. So it's time for we Africans to begin to reevaluate and ask questions. Why is it that our democracy is different from the democracy of the Western world? And yet, every election, they will come and help us to promote it. Something is amiss, my people. And with with time, interest of time, we'll be able to show you guys line by line what it takes for a shepherd to lead their sheep the right way. Okay, and I'll pull up the PowerPoints at 6:03. Go ahead and
the video first, the video before the PowerPoint.
yes, go ahead and add, and I'll put on the video.
So the video we want to show you, it's the background, Nina's video for this discussion, so that we understand what we're saying. The ideal thing is for shepherd to lead the sheep, but when the sheep decides to now becomes the one to lead the shepherd, you see something is upside down. So, and it is not right, because the sheep will not have, in this discussion will tell you the relationship about about the relationship between the sheep and the shepherd. Who is supposed to be leading who is supposed to be in front? But out of selfishness, because people want money, people want something else, you now do as if you don't know that this is your role, that you're supposed to take responsibility, be there to guide the people. All of a sudden, the people are guiding you and are giving you, you should have instruction. This is the information you need. If you are the shepherd, you need to be informed. You need to be trained. This is the information. You say, no, we will go where the people are going. The people are not informed. That's why they are the sheep. You are supposed to be the shepherd guiding the sheep. It means that you should have more information than the sheep. You should have more training. If not, leave the space. Don't be in front of the people leading them if you don't have the information that you should have. And some of our people too, when you're conversing with them, they just start talking, but they don't even have the information. And this is what has kept us down. The people, the great minds that we have, that have the right information, are not in front leading, because fake people are in front pretending to be leading. We can find a video. I can send it again.
No, I have the video.
Okay, fake people are there trying to lead the people, but they don't have the information, the necessary information. And those that try to have it, they twist it. People like Chris Okotie, we turn around the information. Watching some of the things he says, I knew it was in us. And that's the thing. When you are plagiarizing, those of us that know the original document, when you plagiarize, we know you are plagiarizing, and you know what? You are a thief. That's what it means. If you are taking somebody's work without giving credit to that person, you are stealing. And the bad thing about it is that people will not come and meet you thinking that you have more information. They won't know it's only the one you stole that you have. So when there's maybe challenge and something like, okay, what do we do next? You don't know. Like people following IPOB following Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu plagiarize Nina's work. And when he was talking on all the video and everything, that's what some of us saw and thought the document came from him. We thought the information came from him. No, he was plagiarizing Nina's. And by the time we went there, we found out that he didn't, because we were asking questions. We found out that he didn't have any other information apart from the one that he stole. It's so bad that when we wanted him to come to US so that we can have con discussion, he became elusive. Obidomi Hariba, Candy 419. If you call him to west, he will go to north. If you call him to north, he will go to south. Can you hear this man on Amigarede like this? Why is he not coming down to discuss all those things that he's shouting on the radio? Come now, let's discuss it and follow it line by line. No, he became elusive. That's one of the things that will not make you to know that this person is whatever he has been saying. It didn't come from him. And our people followed him in millions. All this follow. We need to stop it. Ask questions. Come, ask us questions. Ask me that questions. And they will tell you everything. Go ahead, my sister.
Have the shepherds been misled by the sheep? We all know that the shepherds are supposed to be leading the sheep to pasture, to safety, when there's danger. The shepherds, the ones we call the men of God in Nigeria, we told them, we shouted from the rooftops that this campaign, go get your PVC, was invitation to death for the flock. They stuffed their ears and went on mobilizing. Okay, they've got the PVCs now. They've used the PVCs. But in an election being conducted by lions in the jungle, for who will rule the jungle? The bunch of antelopes with all their PVCs issued by the lions. It can only end the way it's ended. And when after the initial engagements, we came pleading with these church leaders, say, please, listen again. This is what will happen if we validate this journey to election. Nigeria is being presented to the international community as a democracy, and you are the one validating that false claim, because we are not a democracy, except the definition of democracy has changed for your Nigeria. The democracy I know is the one that says, that is defined as government of the people, by the people, for the people. There are three legs. Government of the people means that the people, that the peoples of Nigeria define the ultimate rules by which they will federate and by which their society will be governed, which will become the rule book for conduct of governance over them. They draw the boundaries, they allot the powers. That is the meaning of government of the people. The people decide the ultimate control. of the union arrangements. By the people means having decided the constitution. Those who go to government house must be those they mandate by their votes. That means it is by their mandate that those who go to power will go. Nobody can come from window or elsewhere. For the people means with the constitution in place and the mandate bringing people to government once in 4 years, that those who go to government house will wield power for the benefit of the people, because the people already decided the contents of the constitution. It is the constitution that allots what must go to citizens. That is not discretionary to those who go to government house. That's what the constitution does. It sets the boundaries for who can take what, who can bring what, who can keep what, who will adjudicate, who will make law, who will enforce the law, and all the relationships between citizen and state. That's what the constitution is supposed to be doing. Nigeria's democracy does not pass any of these three legs of test. It's neither of the people, nor by the people, nor for the people. So to that extent, we do not have a democracy. And why do we not have a democracy? Because we have not settled the first important leg. The leg of the people, that the people must make the constitution. It is because we have not settled that first leg. All our attempts since 1999 to elect people that will go and transform our lives, because the contents of the constitution absolve government of responsibility towards us. Give them spare key to the treasury and give them immunity. So we can't even hold them. They are not accountable to us. They're not accountable to anybody. That's why Nigeria is where it is today. Then there are 68 items of exclusive list in which all our economic assets are confiscated and the power to work those assets are confiscated. That is why Nigeria is upside down. Whether you look at killings, whether it is corruption you are looking at, or you are looking at impunity, or you are looking at what is it called? The infrastructural decay, everything that is gone wrong, even the electoral malfeasances we have seen early, are coming from that. Everything is coming from that constitution. And to that extent, we do not have any democracy. And when the global community was waiting with suspended animation for what will happen with our election, it was because they thought we were a democracy. We are not a democracy. And the church, the leaders of the church in Nigeria, facilitated that falsehood by asking people to go and get PVC and vote in what will be free and fair election mandated by a fraudulent constitution, mandated by a constitution of crookedness. We have seen how it has gone. And so when we began to confront some of them as they were mobilizing for PVC, they say, it is where the people will go. It is where the people will go that we want to go. We don't want to call names at this stage, but it will come to where we call names. It will come to where we call names of what the church leaders told us as we were frantically trying to get them to save their flock from death, because they were marshalling them, mobilizing them like Judas' goat to go and validate a process that will kill them. We've obtained PVC now. The battle turned out on election day to be one of AK-47. And those who had AK-47 are prevailing. And so, are we then to say that the sheep has led the flock astray? No. The sheep has led the shepherds astray.
Right.
Because the people that were being mobilized were supposed to be getting instruction for the way to safety, the way to freedom from the shepherds. But the shepherds told us that it is where the sheep want to go that they will go. Can you believe that? So what was your responsibility from the first day over that flock? Is it not to lead them to safety, to lead them to pasture? You've led them to poverty. You've led them to death. You are still leading them to poverty, leading them to more death, except you join now in stopping that journey to renew their bondage, which is what this election you helped mobilize into place represents. They are going to be led into more bondage because you mobilized them. You followed them instead of leading them. And so Ninas is making this address so that we can put a background to it. Let those who listen to this, please go to YouTube and watch the broadcast where we were pleading with the men of God in the land on this subject of mobilizing for PVC at a time we should have been mobilizing for transition, for the stoppage of the journey towards election, because we had no democracy. They didn't listen. The title of that broadcast was "Are the Shepherds Leading the Sheep to Slaughter?" Are the shepherds leading the sheep to slaughter? Ending in question mark. On YouTube, you will see exactly what we told them. Compare what has happened now to what we told them will happen.
It's prophecy.
Over 1 year before it happened. They refused to listen for whatever reason. Some for the private jet they will get, others for private university they will build, and all kinds of benefits. It has happened. They've led the sheep to go to get PVC. And sheep has used PVC. But look at where they've landed. If anything happens to the candidate that they've declared winner today, the head of Boko Haram will be sworn in under that constitution as the president of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And it will be because the church decided to stand with darkness, competing with light. It will be because the church decided to stand with the falsehood that we, the people, made the constitution. Because if they stood with the people, if they stood with truth that we did not, they will not be part of how to go to election mandated by that constitution. What do we do now? We could say, oh, we told you so. Then what? But we're not doing that. We're saying, the church leaders in Nigeria, this might be your last opportunity to redeem anything. You've already lost 70% of whatever you represented before. We are talking to Pastor Enoch Adeboye. We are talking to Bishop Oyedepo. We are talking to Pastor Kumuyi. We are talking to Adefarashi. We are talking to Igodelo and the rest. We are talking to what's our friend in Abuja of Dominion, Paul Eche. All of us, the Catholic community bishops, Bishop Ona in Nsukka. We are talking to all of those who mobilize for PVC. You must come out now with equal eloquence, with equal vehemence to declare the truth. What is that truth? The truth is the Constitution of Nigeria is the problem that needs to be solved. The truth is Ninas is right. The truth is we have to go to transition now. Church leaders in Nigeria, Ninas is inviting you, even at now, so that we don't get to the end of this road to damnation, this road to Golgotha. You must come out now with equal vehemence, with equal visibility, to declare the truth that the Constitution is the problem of Nigeria and that we must go to transition now. Sarah Omako in Abuja, all of us, Ibiome in Port Harcourt, Umakpa in New York, Matthew Kuka and Peace Committee, Bishop Kuka, all of us who mobilize for PVC must now come out to say, looking back at what has happened with the election, we now agree that the Constitution that centralized control is the problem that needs to be solved ahead of all other problems. If you do not do that, it will simply mean you are standing with falsehood, competing with truth. It means you are standing with darkness in competition with light. It means you are standing with the enemy in a battle that could consume the people. If you are standing with the people, then you must stand with Constitution to be reworked before any other thing. Transition, not election. We could go on and on. But I think we have to stop here for now. Let us pray that the need does not arise for us to come to call the names of those who stood against what could have been done.
It's terrible.
Leading the people into this deep mess. Even the financial breakdown that has happened, was it not on account of election that the Naira redesign was introduced? If we stood up to say we were not going to any elections under that concern of fraud, 1999, it wouldn't have happened. Now their businesses have been destroyed. Their lives have been rendered even more hopeless. Because we were going to election to install the great leader that will come and build Nigeria on a foundation of falsehood. Those who will be killed, they've already been killed. The more who will be killed, their blood will be first on your head than before the politicians. Because the responsibility for the flock is in the hands of the shepherd.
Yes.
God forbid the day the shepherd will be led astray by the sheep. That's what has happened now. You can make a U-turn and go back to your responsibility of leading the sheep, not being led by the sheep. We stop here.
Yep, Ninas is right. And we cannot say it enough. That should be the slogan moving forward. This is for all our betterment. We are not talking about just us ourselves. This is the only thing that we can do if we really, act like we want our self-determination. That is the right thing to do. Ninas is right, because a lot of you thought we are doing competition. The other side, the other side. That's your Ninas. How is it going to work? How is your election that you have tried over and over again that failed and failed and failed and failed and failed? You have the energy to push for it and push for it. And the one thing you haven't tried, you sit in your house and say, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But you kept trying the one that you have tried over and over and again, and it did not work. I don't even understand this. Let me calm down. It's like every day, you guys, the way our people act just blows your mind. I say, all this time, I thought we were great people because everywhere, the most educated fools. I didn't know they were acting the most educated people. They would change people to fools to people. And we did not know what was going on. Somebody went and did the research for you. Nyegi Expo. Sigi Buruge A, and you still scored Z. Not even F. The teacher couldn't find F to give you. Scored Z on the test. Because I don't even know what you guys are doing. The worst part is as we are doing this, people are dying. Hunger is killing our people. We saw a mother crying the other day, no need the 5,000 to buy drugs. How much suffering do you guys want to endure? This is how you're supposed to be until you go. Or are you guys waiting to go to heaven to live a decent life? Who told you guys that's normal for you to be in hell on earth?
It's what the church taught them now. The church told them that they live in hell. And then when you die, you go to heaven.
Do we even want to go and meet any God that will leave us in hell from the day we were born?
Imagine.
What God is that?
While others are enjoying heaven.
While others are enjoying heaven.
And you want to watch.
We're giving testimony inside our hell. Hey.
Fake people, fake pastors, fake human beings following them. Fake everywhere. Meanwhile, that's not what the scripture said.
Hey.
At the end of this, people will throw away those your stupid pastors like Geos, Mommy Geos, and Daddy Geos for misinterpreting what the scripture said and leading people astray.
It's heartbreaking.
Fake Christianity.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So, because we love you guys so much, we say we are not relenting because the right thing is the right thing. The truth remains constant. When you wake up, it will be there waiting for you, shining light on your eyes, into your eyes. It will be shining light that you can see that we are not faking it. We'll continue to stand in the gap. But please, we must begin to receive sense. When you ask God to give you a fake one, through that, open your eyes, your spiritual eyes to see things that are not there, that other people cannot see. Because obviously, so let's pray for the other one. I don't know how else to explain this. That we will live in a place where now the sheep, they're not buying a sheep, but sheep will call the water and traumatized.
It's traumatized. Oh, see, where is my shepherd? The sheep is lost.
You look like it came out from a washing machine.
I'm telling you, he's so traumatized. like this. That's how Nigerians are looking like that. So where's my shepherd?
You say,
Where
where's
are
my
the people that
shepherd?
promised?
Oh
Where are the
my
people that promised to lead me? People that told me to bring PVC. Where are they? And shamelessly, they're telling them, "Oh, it's the will of God. Accept it as the will of God." Are people not disgraced? Are you not disgracing God? And you think God will just leave you like that?
Oh no.
Okay, go
Oh
ahead.
no. We have to wake up. It's not bad enough that we live in the estates of Usman Dan Fodio, the one that was handed down to us. The ones that say they will never allow us to control our destiny. And we're seeing it play out in our lifetime. I had almost 100 years of age. We have never seen anything come out of Nigeria. Nigeria has made it impossible for us to live on our own land. Nigeria has made it impossible for us to enjoy our things that our parents left for us. Nigeria have made it impossible. Even America, where baby people are still doing things so they can send home and make a change. And it's the same so-called one Nigeria that left us all where we are now. Where we're buying on now. Oh, Nigeria, the same Nigeria some people are cheering for. One Nigeria, one Nigeria. The one Nigeria that single-handedly destroyed our destiny. We are here fighting for it. Because some people went to school with Ndi Fulani. Oh yeah, they're my brothers. I will die with them. Please, it's okay. Die with them. Don't let them kill my people. Go there because when go and live in their village so they can use it and make pepper soup. My people need freedom. My people need to move forward. So we're going to talk about the general knowledge relationship between the sheep and the shepherd. We know I'm it was so funny. We are discussing this and calling it atrocious. So we know what atropine, right? Because she will pull that your fat ear, because she doesn't deal with atro. And she will make it shrink. Sheep are not known for their decision-making abilities. We know that they can't. They are even more vulnerable to danger and harm. And it's even worse when they don't have a competent shepherd to guide them or even protect them. They are easily distracted. There's a reason why they need a shepherd, because they lack sense of direction. We know that if they are in charge, they will wander aimlessly, leading people in circles. Because in Nigeria, we have sheep leading us. Can you imagine a surgeon or going to fix a car? Obukoro equipment here for his surgical this burugana mechanic so na motor, you know that will not work. Or even vice versa. A mechanic land there, buru his dirty outfit, land there in a surgical room. So nobody make surgery, OG the tools. You know what the outcome will already look like. We know that people will pray on sheep. That's why the church is praying on our people. They pray on them because they are vulnerable. They are hungry. They are tired. They want a change. They are seeking for a change. They are praying for a change. And the only change that our shepherd will offer them is a change to their damnation. A change that will put them back to where they are trying to run from, making promises that they cannot fulfill. And we're putting the entire flock at risk. Sheep will lack access to food and water, which is what they need to survive. Where is the shepherd that's supposed to provide guidance for these sheep so that they can sustain themselves? We know that sheep have a hierarchical social structure, meaning where the male will be dominating and want to eat more food and get more whatever. Over time, as he age, the younger ones will take over. Have we provided that for our people? They need the shepherd to maintain order and prevent aggressive infighting, which we know will be not well for their well-being. So in all of this, we want to say that it's important for a competent and experienced shepherd to lead and guide the sheep to ensure their safety and survival. Church, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Religious leaders, religious outfits, institutions, whatever you call yourself, is supposed to be providing guidance for your people so that you can ensure their safety and their survival. But if we allow what happened to happen, because people are into money, they're into their financial gains. Oh, I have to pay for my private jet and my school. What are you talking about? I'm going with the sheep. When you do that, we know that it can only lead to chaos and confusion. And people are they've had it. You can only push people so much. When you push them to the wall, and there's no place for them to go, they will react. Also, the jirebe, even if it's one eye that they poke at before you shoot them, they will do it. And we are pushing our people to the wall. So we'll continue. Go ahead, sister.
My dear, thank you so much for this, because this is the foundation of our discussion. Because we'll now give you, usually like we'll give you a general knowledge, then we'll drive it home, to down where we're going, which is where you're living, the space where you found yourself, that they named Nigeria. What does this have to do with what we're saying? Like Brother Tony said, antelopes are having PVC campaign. Some say it's a PVC revolution, political revolution. Who is in the election? Lions. Who is the election for? Lions. Election by lions, for lions, for lions of lions.
Lions.
Then antelope went and carried PVC. Say, me too. I want to campaign for PVC. Get your PVC. Lion is doing the election of who will be the king of the jungle. Antelope, let's go.
And they like to eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes. We'll tell us as we discuss, please think deep in what we're saying so that it will make sense to you. We just want it to make sense to you, because we know that if it makes sense to you, you will act right.
Yes.
So we start by defining democracy. Brother Tony already defined it in that video, but we want to break it down again for us so that you will read it and follow us line by line. Government of the people. What does it mean? It means that it's the people that decide the ultimate control, and they define the rule book. It's the people. It's not the politicians, not the church leaders, not traditional leaders. The people. And in the case of Nigeria, is the peoples. Because we have already told you that Nigeria has trapped within it ethnic nations, indigenous ethnic nations, nationalities.
Sorry, please, people, please help us to share. If you just come in and help us to share,
yes,
please.
Please help us to share. It's important. So the peoples, that's the constituent members, because somebody was asking, how can you say that all the people will lead? That's democracy. It's meant, the structure, having true democracy makes it that the people will be leading. And how will they lead? Through the rule book, because they will make the rule book called the Constitution. They will make it. The content, we are not saying that they will sit down and start writing it. Everybody is putting hand in one pen and writing the Constitution. All of them will make inputs into what will be inside it and decide. And when they finish, they will ratify it, that this is what you said. Our people do it in the meeting. When they
all the time.
That's ratification right there. The person will say, this is what we did in this meeting. Everybody will say, hey, that yeah and nay you hear in National Assembly is from our culture. Because as Igbo people, we are Republicans. We don't deal with monarchs. We don't have one king. All this Igwe you're hearing now, these are new introduction. We had custodians of our culture and way of life. Ezani, that's what we had. We didn't have Igwe or Igwe, whether it's iron or metal, I don't know. We had Ezani, guarding the practice and the culture of the people and guarding us, everything together. That's the type of leadership, like collegiate leadership. That's what we had. We didn't have one man saying, I'm the king of this. I will impose myself on you. No. So the rule book, which is the Constitution, is the people that will make it. That's why I say government of the people. By the people means the mandate, the leaders that will not be leading is like servant leadership. They will lead. For them to have power, that power to lead, that power, that thing will come from the people. It's the people that will give you. In our place, they'll give you offer, no go. They give you offer. That means they're giving you this thing. The day you misbehave, they take it back from you. It's the people power. This is who we are. That's government by the people. As we're saying, ask yourself, is the leadership, because some people will say, oh, Constitution, is it not Nigerians that made it?
Huh?
That they carried few criminals that call themselves Nigerians and say, come and thumbprint in what we wrote, doesn't mean that is the people that made it. We are not talking about people that are writing the drafts. There are some people that went to school, their job is they write draft constitution, but the component, what is it? Inside, he had in email, let me speak in my language. He had in email that constitution is the people's input, that ones that said the things that they wrote inside. The people cannot write their damnation. The people will never write that you should confiscate all their resources and assets. Anybody that has sense will understand it. That if the assets and resources of people were taken from them and there's agitation everywhere, it means that they never told you to do that.
Who in their right mind will tell anybody to steal their stuff?
Exactly. Does it make sense? So when you say Nigeria people wrote the constitution, it means that you don't even know what is in the constitution. No right-thinking person will write his or her damnation. Government for the people means the leadership is going to be for the benefit of the people. No benefit of Peter Obi, no benefit of Tinubu, no benefit of Atiku, no benefit of church leaders, no benefit of traditional leaders, no benefit of politicians and their children and their girlfriend and their mistresses. It is benefit of the people. How do we know that the government we have in Nigeria is not the good people's government? Because the people are not benefiting.
Nope. Never.
People are slaves.
Never.
They have been enslaved.
Gave us different version of democracy and gave themselves a different version.
We have indices. Those that went to school small have indices that you need to judge and know the society. Infant mortality, maternal mortality, hospitals, social infrastructure, amenities. Those things
Zero.
are the things that the people need. Are they available? If they're not available, you know that the people are not in charge. You don't need anybody to tell you. You don't need any stupid man of devil of God or God of man to prophesy any nonsense to you.
Or American movie star.
Or any American movie star.
Secretary of State.
People that are selling our oil. Why wouldn't they tell you that you should go and thumbprint? You just know that it's not it. That's the thing that is wrong in Nigeria. It's not that the people are evil. Oh, my uncle is bad. My aunt is bad. Hey, our people, be helping others. Some children will go, some people that I don't know what is wrong with them will go on the board and be giving people bread. Yes, let's make a difference in somebody's life. Let's give him bread to eat today. Let's give them rice. It's Christmas time. Let's bring engine oil and distribute to our people with gravel full of beans, full of gravel and rice that will spoil after 2 months. Yes. If you do that one in December, what would they eat in March? June, July, what would they eat?
Manna from heaven.
So, if you look, you see that the government is not of the people. So the interpretation is that in a true democracy, the people must make the constitution. Constitution is the foundation of a true democracy. So you ask yourself, do you have democracy? And that constitution is not the one that military made. It's not the one that Fulanis made. It's not the one that the few lawyers, the people that do hatchet job, they gave them money, pay them, or come and write, and they will tell them what to write, and they will write it. They say, yes, Nigeria's made constitution. No. Constitution is made from grassroots up. So the people that will be part of that union, we go to their villages, have meetings, discuss. Even if they don't know how to write, they will know how to say, this is what we want. And when they finish, it will go to the next level. Go to the next level. So it's from grassroots. It's not imposed from top down. It's from grassroots. And they will not come up and up. So it's from down up. That's how you make constitution. So the people will now agree to the union. So one madman was on the, because we have a lot of mad people on the main road, especially some of these people that escaped and are on economic exile. They will wear their suit and come to Facebook and say, Tony Nadi, you're not saying the right thing. You say constitution is the problem, but it's the foundation that is the problem. I say, what is going on? Why are people fooling themselves? And they will wear uniform, wear suit as if they're educated. And they will come and be bragging for my poor people that did not go to school. If you say it's not the constitution, it's the foundation. So what is foundation? in nationhood.
I guess he's looking for block.
Okay, yes, foundation is everything block.
Yes, cement and block.
Yes, yeah, or block, hijack or block. Okay. Please, let's stop disgracing ourselves, because the problem about having people that do not know speaking on our behalf, they make noise and distract our people. So our people are not able to make decisions and know what the right thing to do. And then things will go bad and people will die. You see why it's not good for non-surgeons to be operating for in people's head. There's a reason why people trained and developed skills to do that job. So the interpretation of what we're saying is that in a true democracy, the people must make the constitution. For government to be government of the people made the constitution. For there to be accountability to the people must make the constitution. That's just what it means. If the accountability is not to the people, it means that it's not the people that made the government. It means that the government is not of the people. So Nigeria is not a democracy yet. For those that are calling. And that's the thing we have against the church, because some people,
even the Obasanjo is acknowledging the same thing.
I'm telling you,
with all the atrocities that he committed,
because he knew what he was doing. So some of these church leaders, reverends, vicar, all these things, when we are telling you people that the problem in Nigeria is the church, even Peter Obi has acknowledged it. Peter Obi, by the time they told him it's the will of God for him to lose, he said no. He said these church people, these pastors have been leading us astray. It's their teaching that is destroying us here. He had to say it out. Oh, these are the people he was going to church to campaign. Now they have. Why is it that it's only when it happens to you, you will know that what they're doing is wrong? Can you imagine wickedness? All along, they were your partners and you're hobnobbing and saying PVC. You know that you are going to mount in a vehicle that has no engine. You know that there's no democracy in Nigeria, and you are hobnobbing. Get your PVC. Now the same people are telling you, oh, it's the will of God for you to lose. Certainly, you say like, no, they're not representing God. So there's no democracy yet. So for the church to be telling our people to get PVC and go and show to the world as if there's democracy, is crime against humanity and against God himself. It is. And if these church leaders, you know yourselves, GOs, that if you don't begin to repent, you will begin to pay with your children. Amen. Because I know when God comes, God, when you sin against God, you know that Bible you're carrying, we read it too. Go and check out what happened to Eli and his sons. When the sons were misbehaving, Eli condoned the son, did not do the right thing. When he came for payment, he started from his children before he died finally. So God will come for your children, those your precious children, because God will touch you where it will pain you. Because you're touching God where it's paining him. The people belong to God. Their death is not what he wants. Every day they are killing Christians and even non-Christians in the north, in southern Kaduna, everywhere. God is grieving. And then you now be the one to thumbprint for the people that are killing God's people. You think God will spare your children? He's not going to spare your children. He's coming. It's not from me. It's not me. Because some people, when you talk, someone will say, oh, you know me, when I'm doing my show, I don't say people are criminal. I don't say people are thieves. You will not hear me say it because you're a liar. Because you're a fake, my dear. Fake. You're fake. When people are criminals, call them out. But no, I guess you want your video to go around. So that because they have to pay their bills off of it. Yes, Ndoshi everywhere. Criminals leading the people. If you're a church member, if you're a pastor, if you're a priest, and you are working with, you are not coming into what Ninas is doing. We are not calling you for you to come in our platforms and sit down on your arms and be giving us instruction. You are there so that you will learn and go and teach those your criminal priests and bishops and archbishops and pope and GOs and daddy GOs and all of you, because you're sinning against God. And you will soon begin to pay, because those your churches, they will burn them down. Is it? The first thing that Boko Haram will do when it comes is to burn down your churches and kill you. And God will allow it to happen. Your prayer will not stop them, because you by your hand brought them in. Yep, you said the part. Yes. The assets of the people have been confiscated. So the poverty you are seeing in our land is man-made. It's just because the people's assets that God gave them in their lands, that they should manage, they build infrastructure, build industries for them to be employed and then benefit from them. Those ones have been confiscated. But the few individuals, the criminals, that will sell it and share with their friends in the West, then the West will come out to tell you, say, it's democracy. Anybody that will stop democracy in Nigeria will not give you visa. Oh no, he clear from road.
I mean, these people must think that we are, anyway, we're acting like monkeys. So I can see why they will continue to think that we don't know what is going on.
So we're saying that the church leaders are the ones that facilitated this falsehood that the people made the constitution. When Nina sat all of them down, all of them, when I mean all of them, Catholic Bishop Association, Anglican Bishop, Pentecostal, Pentecostal, all of them, Ninas have sat down with them. If they tell you they do not know, tell them you are talking jazz. They knew. But what did they do?
The one that is called Paul or Ferre, whatever his name is.
Paul, that Ferresetic.
Yeah. Wasn't he the one that mentioned in his church?
He did.
And then that's not said he got what he wanted. All of a sudden, PVC revolution. Yes. Let's take our country back.
You know when they say it.
All the muscle he has in himself. This and this.
Pastor Mozo, yes. But Brother Tony was in his church and spoke to the people. But all of a sudden, when he made that statement, his political friends will meet him and say, no, Paul, what are you saying? He will talk with this side and talk with that, and then you come and show the muzzle and tell the people, PVC. And people will say, our pastor has said it. That's the danger of the type of religion that is being practiced in Nigeria, even when people know otherwise. But because these criminal pastors have said something that is wrong, they will do it. That's why women will carry the cars that their husband bought for them and dash their pastor. So the church leaders facilitated this falsehood, making the people believe that the country is theirs when the country does not belong to them. The country belongs to Caliphate and Britain. It's a business enterprise. We have told the people time without number. Go and Google and find out. That is why the documents they are using to rule you came from them. It did not come from the people, because that business, Nigeria, one Nigeria. Have you ever heard them say one America? Have you heard one France? One London? How is it that whenever they call Nigeria, they say one Nigeria? So that business is a business enterprise. It does not belong to the people. But the church is making the people think that it belongs to them. They have to push the people to march to where they will be slaughtered and killed in crooked elections.
And the one that pains me is that they don't have any other solution when this thing falls apart. Like you're on your own.
Yes.
If the election falls apart, too bad, figure it out. God will meet you at the point
they
of
will move out to the next thing. And they will start teaching a different topic. And these people are lying against God by saying that God made Nigeria, that Nigeria belongs to God. God bless one Nigeria. God does not bless a cause. God does not bless a slave camp. God does not bless an entity that he did not create. That's not who God is. But then you're lying against God. Why we are saying this thing as daughters of truth is because we know that God they are calling. They don't know the God. They don't. All they know is money. But we know the God that they are mentioning. And that God we know that he's coming for judgment against the churches in Nigeria. Amen. And you will see this judgment with your eyes.
Amen.
You will see it. He's going to judge the church as an entity. He will judge the church leaders for leading this ship. You see this ship like this, looking stranded, looking lost, looking hopeless. They are going to be judged for it. I told them that their deadline was 2015 because I was on media telling them 2015 was your deadline. They missed it 2015, missed it 2019, and missed it 2023.
8 years. 12 wasted.
But there's a reason why they are switching and doing like the amumu. Hey, we want to follow the people. is where the people are going. We are going. What's that man that will shout from Plateau? What's that big man that will make a video and be shouting in the video as if it's by shouting that will get self-determination?
Yes.
I've forgotten his name.
Yes, me too. Me too. I know who you're talking about.
From whether Southern Kaduna or something, when he's shouting, these are people that are seeing their people being killed. That should be on the table of Nina and say, how do we understand this thing? Bishop Kuka, Bishop Gas Kuka. These are criminals. They are politicians. That's how Melafia was misbehaving until he was dancing with criminals until they poisoned him and killed him. The same thing has been happening to all of them. So, but there's a reason why they're behaving like that. It's for financial benefits.
Yep.
El Buba, thank you, brother. El Buba, you see him. I say it's not by big voice, my brother. Brain doesn't come by big voice. Brain, you sit down and it will work. It's not by. You see what are we saying? It will never happen. And shut up.
Ashe, anyone preaching in Nigeria is a criminal. I said it.
I
said it. Anyone, it's even worse that you're not. Anyone preaching anything religious in Nigeria is a criminal. It's a criminal.
Yeah, Issa El Buba. Yes, Issa El Buba. Share this video to him. We said it, that he's a criminal. You know what will save your people? But the politicians will give you money. You think I don't know where you're hobnobbing? I'm saying they send me your pictures when you are going and visiting them. It's money they are giving you. We know. We know you. The people might not know, but we know you people. We see you able to they will give you dollars, but politicians are giving you dollars. All the money that should be used to build hospitals and schools and infrastructure from the people, the politicians will give them to you so that you mention their names.
And pray for them to be the next president.
You're not praying. Your prayer is a curse to God because you're not a righteous man. You are not righteous. All of you are unrighteous. So your prayer cannot be answered by God.
The more churches they build, the more hell is unleashed onto us.
Exactly. So they do these things for their benefits, financial benefits, for protection of their assets and interests. You see the one that is having a estate in Lagos. I can't even call their names.
The one that is based in London, right?
Yes, based in London. They chased me away from London. That came back to Lagos to build estate. I hear that one plot today is 500,000, 500 million or 50 million for one plot in an estate. A pastor. So for those assets that they have to be protected, they have to go with their political brothers.
Yes. They are all business partners.
Business partners. They have divided loyalty and devotion between God and Mammon. No wonder, because some things will happen. You say, no wonder God did not want the Levites, the God's priests that we know that have read in the Bible. He did not want them to be involved in money making. He did not want them to be involved in cutting business deals. He said, stay, I will feed you. I will provide for you. Because once you start into that old business, building business empire, you see, you want your business to enlarge. You are now become employer of labor, making money and all that. So your devotion and loyalty will be divided.
He become a CEO of his company.
Exactly. So you will not be about
with no share stakeholders. So
exactly. It's for him and his children and grandchildren. The people that are contributing money will not be shareholders in the company. Everything is for them. So they will hobnobbing with these criminals. So it's not going to work. That loyalty will be divided. Your devotion is not to God and God's people. Your devotion and loyalty is your business partners. You now have our church leaders that are now building business empires, their own private jets, private universities. Yes, they want to vote and promote the candidate that will make their private universities to stay.
Plus, Sister Queen, when you also think about it, if people are working, they won't be coming to their churches.
Exactly.
So the more they let them believe that their help will come from God in their churches, the more money they make.
The more money they make.
So you work little, you go to church and spend more hours in church and give them money so that your life will change. You will never change. Nothing will ever change.
Nothing will change. So as CEOs and employers of labor, they are partners with like people like Obasanjo, the farmer. Yes, the farmer. Class of 66, the military class of 66 that killed everything and handed over everything to his people, and other business owners and politicians. See, these are partners. So you see why the church leader will not lead the people. You see why the shepherd will not lead the sheep. They will now go behind and make as if we don't know and let the people lead us. Where the people are going, that's where we are going. So they want to support their clients and their customers, lying against God. That the business empire, the project that Lord Lugard built, is God that built it. The slave camp that we know that is Lord Lugard that set it up. You say it's God that set it up. You're making God look wicked. How can God be the one that set up hellfire for his people? A people that he blessed, gave them all the assets in the land and said, I plant you there. Go and multiply. Then he will not go and bring a casket of slavery and put it on the people. Does it make sense? Does it look like what God will do?
That God should burn in hell. That God that want me to live in a slave camp should burn in hell himself.
It's not our God. It is not our God. It's the God called Lord Lugard. That's why they call them Lord Lugard. That's the God the church people are worshiping. Anybody that is saying that God made Nigeria, that God is calling is Lord Lugard, not the God that you are worshiping. And this is what we're telling our God, because the God that we know that created the whole universe cannot make slave camp for his people. He does not operate that way. So anybody that is pushing to preserve caliphate unitary Nigeria as presently constituted is not working for God. The God that person is working for is called Lugard, a British man. That's the God the person is referring to. See, in South Africa, when they were fighting against apartheid in South Africa, what did this church and the men of God in South Africa do? The pastors, what did they do? Did they work towards the preservation of apartheid? No, they didn't. They worked against apartheid and the apartheid constitution. That's what we're saying. That the church leaders in Nigeria are working for the slavery of the people, the enslavery of the people, and they cannot be representing God. We want to look at the responsibility of a good shepherd. A shepherd that is supposed to be a shepherd. Your assignment is to lead the people to pasture and safety. Look at our theme book. Psalm 23, go and read it. That's a copy of what a good shepherd would be like. It's your responsibility to lead the people, not to follow them into a ditch. People, the sheep, they are going into the ditch. You too will follow them. You say, I want to follow the people. El Buba. Isa El Buba. You don't follow the sheep. You lead the sheep. And for you to lead the sheep, you must discover truth so that you can deliver the truth to the people. And when you discover that truth, you stand on it. You don't follow people. It's not people you're following, it's money you're following. We know now, when you pretend to be following people, you are following the politicians that are your partners, that are the ones giving you money. All the suit that people wear and come and pose for us, it's not coming from the Lord. It's coming from politicians. That's why you are pretending that you don't know the right thing to be done. Your responsibility is to help the people discover the truth. And when you discover it, deliver the truth. It is not to stand with darkness.
No matter what.
No matter what. When you see the light and darkness, they are fighting truth and light, you stand with darkness. That's not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to stand with falsehood. That the people made the constitution that they did not make. Fraud of a constitution is not your responsibility to promote it. The constitution that the people are being misruled with. So we say, I don't know, I'm not a politician. Yes, after you are finished eating money, you won't be a politician again. When you are telling people get your PVC, did you not know that you're not a politician?
Hello?
Now consequences are coming. He said, I don't know, I didn't know. People like Adeboye will say, I've not heard from the Lord this year. Hey, Your God, your Lord has gone dumb.
My dear, he's in Ukraine fighting war.
Okay.
It's not around.
I understand. It is your responsibility as a shepherd to find the truth. So you're saying, I don't know. You are not permitted not to know. Instead, step away from there and go and die somewhere so that we'll get a good shepherd for the people. If you must lead the people, it is your responsibility to find the truth, deliver it to them. Make sure you stand with truth no matter what it will cost. It's not your responsibility to deny the truth. And you are not permitted to feign ignorance and behave in a nonchalant attitude while your flock is being killed.
Yep.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
And send your children off to Canada.
Yes, and take your children abroad, littered everywhere, and carry the money that the people are contributing to pay their school fees and die in safety while the people are dying. It is your responsibility if you must be a shepherd. You know, it's not by force to be a shepherd. If you must be a shepherd, you must take up the responsibility. If you are not ready to be a good shepherd, please resign. Close down your stupid churches so that my people will be set free. But if you want to be a shepherd, you must stand with truth that the people did not make the 1999 Constitution. They didn't make it. And you must stand with it. You don't have choice. You must stand with it. And you must join to stop this journey to renew the people's bondage, slavery, and damnation, as well as death. You must join. If you want to be a shepherd, we are not telling you, we're not forcing you. If you must remain as a priest, as a pastor in Nigeria, did you hear what we are saying, Daughters of Truth? If you must remain a pastor, a GO, a priest, archbishop, whatever title you go by, if you must remain as that, you are supposed to be the shepherd, and it's your responsibility to stand with truth. Otherwise, resign and get out of that place.
Yep.
You can't leave our people in ignorance anymore because our people are dying. You need to come out and declare the truth. Sarah or Makwe or whatever she calls her name, they will come and be pretending as if they are mothers. You are not any mother if you don't know. If you're a mother and you don't know how to go and find truth to deliver your children, you are not a mother. You're a callous human being. We are calling on mothers in Nigeria, women in Nigeria. You are not giving birth to these children being killed. Come out. Everyone must come out and declare. 3 things is what we say we should declare. Ninas is right. The Constitution is the problem of Nigeria.
Yep.
We must go into transition now. It's simple. We are pushing for interim government. Sorry?
I say go ahead and repeat it again.
Yes. Ninas is right. If you just be saying Ninas is right. Anyway, you are just saying Ninas is right. Ninas is right. Because as you're pushing that, it's pushing the momentum we are pushing. Because that's what is right. That the 1999 Constitution is the problem, and we must go into transition now. Not repeating election, rerun, run up. Not those trash. It's for transition. There's a reason. Transition for union reconstruction. Not transition for your P2B within Tiosa to pursue his mandate. We have seen what happens to people that chase mandates. Our Lord chased mandate. He ended in prison. MKO Abiola chased mandate. He did not only end in prison, he ended in drinking tea and dying. You don't know what that will happen to you. And we don't want what will happen to you so that our people will be stranded. We are telling our people right now, begin to read now. Transition to reconstruction of the union. That's what we're talking about. Not for you to be wasting our time, because what they want to do is waste people's time. The true shepherd, your responsibility is to push for constitution to be reworked before any other thing.
If you care anything about your sheep.
Yes. It is your responsibility to deliver the people from this current hopelessness, poverty, and hardship. See what APC did with currency color change.
Sure.
Just to maneuver election. Nothing again, no. Of course, they will always use an Igbo man.
O mefe my dear, the man wants
and
to fear.
because the caliphate used him to put our people in the situation they are now. People are not buying their so-called naira. We came here, we told you that when currency fails, is sign that the nation you're building has collapsed.
Yep. When they realize my interest, my everything. You even ate the borrower. You ate everything. Swallowed.
So you use Nina's YouTube videos and materials to mobilize the people. For those that are saying, how do we mobilize the people? It's not Nina's job to mobilize the people. Nina has finished all the legal work and everything is on the table. It is your responsibility, you listening to us now, go now and spread this message. When Jesus finished dying on the cross, did he stay here coming to wake everybody from death? It's not why you build the church. You said that you spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what you're supposed to do. That's mobilization. It is your responsibility, church leaders, traditional leaders, social club, or whatever it is your anybody that is leading people is your responsibility to mobilize them into freedom. And anybody that say they're doing any freedom, whatever, all these people that are making noise, you don't have plan, you don't have strategy, you're just collecting money. Look at the nonsense about Biafra. Now everything has ended inside the DSS VIP lodge. That's where the whole money they contributed ended. And the foolish man used it to build house all over the world. And my people are there, taken for granted, duped and wasted. People, widows lost their children. Stop all this that you're doing. Begin to mobilize the people for transition. There's one of the videos. It's called "Are the Shepherds Leading the Sheep to Slaughter?" It's on YouTube. Go and check it out to give you more sense.
Very prophetic.
Exactly. So transition from lawlessness to lawful to lawless state to lawful state, from death to life, from anarchy and chaos to stability, from backwardness to forward movement, to a meaningful and prosperous future. Join us to destroy the yoke of colonial structure in Africa and in Nigeria. Colonialism is not the will of God. And any structure that still represents colonialism, neocolonialism, slavery is not from God. And anybody pushing for it and saying, people like P2B will say, I'm here to build one Nigeria. I must make sure your life will go into it.
Amen.
Because the people must be free.
Amen.
That's why Christ, when he was going, he called Peter, said 3 times, feed my sheep, feed my lamb, look after my sheep. He said it 3 times. He said, if you love me. So those of you, you are Christians, we're not saying we have any issue with you, but you cannot misuse the scriptures. You cannot misappropriate the scriptures. You cannot teach what God did not send you to teach. You cannot support what God does not support. Nigeria is not of God. That structure called One Nigeria, it belongs to Caliphate and Britain. It's for their colonialism, and it does not belong to God. And 1999 Constitution is the document that represents that colonialism in our land. It needs to go. We're not saying amendments. It needs to go completely. The peoples of the land, there are over 350 ethnic peoples, people groups, nationalities, nations, that are the ones that will decide through referendum. Because that transition is for us to now have referendum and then begin to have the terms of our coexistence. We'll write it, and then there will be peace and stability there. And then we'll see where we're going. That's the only time you have true democracy. You cannot build democracy on a faulty foundation or a fraudulent document. It cannot happen. Please share this message. Distribute this PowerPoint. Those not in our platforms, please follow the link to join us in our platform so that you get this PowerPoint. Share, educate your people. Information is key. Thank you so much, my sister. I yield here.
Thank you so much, Sister Ekwe. I am so excited. I am super excited because For the past 3 months now, we've been discussing the 5-point proposition by Ninas, and people are beginning to read it, So there was a reason why we consistently present this information, because we hear people going, you're talking about the lives and the destinies of our people, and some ignorant brother will be telling you, oh, I know Tony. I know. Okay, what is he doing? He doesn't know. Oh, I was eating angara with him. So this is what Ninas is all about. If you can take a picture of this, even on your PowerPoint, we're sending out the PowerPoint, copy this page. If you can cram this page, is our new Bible of what we need to do moving forward. So you can copy it, you can share it, however way you want to do it. You can even go on your screen right now, take a picture, bring your camera and take a picture with it and save it on your screen saver, so you can share with others. Even if you don't share anything else, send them this proposition. This is what we need to do to move forward. Like we keep saying, we are not competing. This is not about competition. We want this madness to end so that we can begin to do other things with our lives. But someone has to stand in the gap, and that's what we're doing until you guys wake up and start, be in sync with what we are doing. We have to get these things done. So the first thing is an acknowledgement of grave constitutional grievances raised in our union dispute as declared, an express commitment to decommission the imposed 1999 unitary constitution. The word unitary is very important. An express commitment to shelve further election, which you guys have done, and we've all ended up in a ditch because you guys are brothers. As you're bleeding, we are bleeding. As you're in distress, we are in distress. So, and that's the danger in all of this. I remember sharing this with my children and say, you cannot be doing things and thinking, oh, it's my life, it's my life. It's not your life. As long as you have people that loves you, there is no way you can be doing things, because it will affect us one way or the other, right? So if you go and get drunk and end up in a ditch, I have to leave what I'm doing to come to the hospital. If you go and do what you're not supposed to do and break the law, I have to take time out to go to the court. So anything that you're doing also impacts your sisters. That's why when you guys are crying, we are crying, even though we want you guys about further election, knowing that the outcome will not be what we desire. And then the fourth one is an invitation to the constituent peoples of Nigeria to work at the modalities for transition arrangements. And we keep saying this, our people are not used to giving rights to everyone. We still believe that for the first time, see your fellow human being as a fellow human being. They are going to get the opportunity to participate in the process. And there's nothing wrong with that. It makes us better. You will be surprised what you think you know, because you're up here. Think about, let's say, I don't know, Bush, living up here, President Bush. President Bush can never understand what somebody in Omaya is going through. He will never understand, no matter he knows no one about suffering, but he can never comprehend it until he actually engages that person. So that's why it's important to engage all the peoples before we move forward. And then last but not least, an announcement of a time-bound two-stage transitioning process, which we have mentioned before. Please go to our Nina's YouTube channel. Plenty of information. This is not a time to be going to church service. This is not a time to be going to midweek service, prayer. I know Easter is coming. Some of you already fasted for 100 days. Where nothing is going to change. This is our Bible that will change all that fasting you've been praying for. This is it right here. So begin to share this information, begin to make our people aware of this. And then, finally, before we go today, we are running out of time. We want to encourage our people to use their resources to help those around them. I know that you are helping. So far, we can see that these churches that we profess to love, these churches that we go to thinking our God is there, he will deliver us, he will do all these things for us. And then we have even their musicians, because their musicians will sing all this lovely song about how God blessed them and how he took them from under the bridge. And it's them that succeeded, not you and me. We're still going there praying for miracle. So let's not be confused about their movie theater churches and their big screen as if you were in a theater, and their wonderful musicians that sit on the stage and be singing. Well, nothing is changing. When we come out from that air-conditioned church, we are back in our dungeon. We want better than that. So let's begin to use our resources to help those around us. I remember when we were growing up, our mothers would put money together and give it around for people to improve their businesses. Whatever that we can do to stop funding these religious institutions that don't care about us. We can see that they are in partner with our oppressors. They have proven it over and over again. Every election, they get their own cut, and my people will continue to suffer. So please help us to share this goodwill. We know now here Sirike, but if you have gone today to give your money to a man of God, you're not doing right. Especially if you have a hungry Mama Nkechi next door to you, if you have all this next door to you, begin to give them. That's the God. Even the Bible said that God said, when you feed that stranger, you have fed me. Begin to, maybe Mama Ngozi annoyed you because she lives next door to you and she's very annoying. Go to the next 2 streets that you don't know the other person and begin to help. However way we can share this goodwill, it will be awesome. Let's use our resources to help those around us. Even because the system is against us, we cannot be against each other. Let's begin to show love at every point in time. Kindness goes a long way. Begin to share kindness any way you can do. Because if we share kindness, even in the midst of this hell that we find ourselves, we'll be able to get through it while we do what? Read the information that we need to read to end all this madness. And then we want you to listen to our sister. She has a 1-minute video because we know our people's brain is not where it needs to be. So this video podcast is very good for you to sort of get the main point and keep it moving. And then on Tuesday, if you have access to Twitter, because every social media, our people are the people, they are more than there than anybody else. Let's use it appropriately for our own good. Ninas is right. We stand with Nina's transition now. The good thing about this thing is that when we tweet and it's up to 12,000 retweets, it can actually be trending. So help us to make that happen. And last but not least, like I said, we have our videos on ninasvoice.org, and then we have also our videos on YouTube as the Daughters of Truth. So please, let's insist on transition now. Let's insist on transition now. Our brother has warned us that if we are here and they play games with whatever, thinking we're doing with whatever, if any or bird or fly bites your so-called elected or selected of president, you guys will not understand the kind of hell that will unleash on everyone. Please, let's not go that route. So until next week, we will see you. Please help us to share this information. Help us to like whatever you need to do. Even if you don't like, share. Subscribe so that we can get this information to our people. We need to end this madness once and for all. God is not coming. He has given us the evidence. 500 years of slavery, 400 years of slavery, nothing happened. They keep shipping and shipping and shipping. He cannot do for man what man can do for himself. So this is that thing that man can do for himself. Let's all put our hands together and make this happen. It's not that complicated. Do not hesitate. The phone number is listed on the Nina's Voice. Whenever Brother Tony is done, the phone number is there. You can reach us on Daughters of Truth. Make comments. If you want us to call you, you can inbox us. However way you want to do it. If you need further information, we are really here for every one of our people. Take care until we see you guys next week.
Bye.